Hello, it's Gem Games here once again, and in this video we're going to start with the upgrade machine. So yeah, let's get started. First you want to go to the link in the description that takes you to the My Google Drive, and you want to download all these files that I have here on this upgrade machine folder. You want to download all of these, and also I'm gonna just quickly show you. I used this twister knife machine or mesh from this Adrian, I don't know how to pronounce that, but from this guy. I just modified the files or the textures a little bit. I removed the twister knife and also this text from here, and also I deleted this this cylinder roll that's here, this small one. Okay, so when you have downloaded all the files, you want to go to your project and you want to go to your props folder and you want to create a new folder to here. Let's call it upgrade machine, like that. Let's open it and let's import all those files to there. Okay, let's import all, and after that you should have all of those there. And now you want to open the upgrade machine 1 material. Okay, and we can delete all of these. Now we want to move this here, go to the first person map and select all these textures. So this. So you should have 6 of those. Oh, sorry, 6 of those. Yeah, like this. Let's move them to the material. Now let's just check what they all are. So I can already see the base color, which is here. This one you can click it and see from here base color. Connect it to the base color like this. The next thing we want to get is this metallic thing. You want to connect it to metallic. Next one is roughness. You want to move the roughness here. Actually, let's move this here and roughness to here. The next one is this AO, so any trophy. Then we have this normal. Normal goes to the bottom. Let's connect it to the normal, and then this emissive. Let's connect the emissive to the emissive core. And yeah, now we have all the textures connected. Let's apply and let's save. Now we can close this material and we can go back, and it should automatically set all the materials to the meshes. And as you can see, I have deleted the twist the knife text from there and also all the text from here. Okay, I know it's not the best looking, but it works. Okay, now we want to go to the blueprints and to the interactables, and we want to actually duplicate this PP mystery box. Let's duplicate it. Let's call it PP underscore upgrade machine. Upgrade machine. Okay, let's open it. Now we can delete all the code from the event graph, like that. And okay, actually, I think we have to do it with the PP paste interactable. So let's delete this. So let's try again. So PP paste interactable. We want to duplicate it. Call it PP underscore upgrade machine, like that. Now let's open it. And yeah, now we want to go to the interfaces and to the can interact. Let's go there first. And first, what we want to do, we want to get from the can interact and promote it to a variable like this. Let's compile. Now let's go to the is interactable get details. And here we have to do a few things. Let's move this a little bit further, this return node. Let's promote the type to a variable. Let's compile and change this default value to by, like that. Now let's promote the price to a variable also, and the interact index to the variable. And actually, let's rename this interact index to weapon index, like that. Compile and save. Now let's get from the text, and we want to actually get a select node. So this one. And here we want to get the type, and we want to switch it by type. Okay? Or select it by type. Now what we want to do here, on the by, we want to set upgrade weapon, like this. And on the interact, we want to take. Oh, what did I do? Take, like that. Okay. Actually, let's not make it. Let's make it without the capital, but you can do whatever you want. Compile and save. Now we can close this and close this can interact also. Okay. Now we want to go to the viewport. We want to actually delete this default cube from here. And now we want to click the default scene root and add, and we want to add a static mesh. Let's call this machine base. Now let's select the static mesh. Let's search for the upgrade machine base. Okay, and it's here, as you can see. Now what we want to do, actually let's compile and save all because I have 10 unsaved. Okay, let's save all. Yes. Now what we want to do, we want to get a create a actually first let's click the machine base and let's add a scene to it. Let's call this first scene lower underscore pivot. Okay. Now we want to set this lower pivot to the, let's set the y to 13.25 and this set to 70.5, like that. Now let's check that we have this selected and let's add a static mesh. Let's call this machine lower cylinder, like this. And now let's select the machine lower cylinder from here. And I actually think it should be aligned pretty much correctly, if I'm not. Actually, we have to change these values a little bit. So the set is minus 77.7 and this y is minus 14.7. Okay. Compile and save. Now let's click the machine base once again and let's add another scene. Let's call this upper pivot, and we have to do this like this because you can see the roll is here. If we click this cylinder mesh, you can see the pivot point is here. If we rotate it now, it will be all fucked up, you know. So let's add a pivot point to all of this. So as now when we rotate this pivot, you can see it rotates around its axis of the mesh. So okay, let's add the upper one. And the upper one we have to set here. Let's also add 13.25 and 124.4. Now it's there, as you can see. Now let's check that we have this selected and let's add another static mesh. Let's call this machine upper cylinder. Okay. And if you're not using this same mesh that I'm using, you have to figure these pivot points out yourself, but I can actually help you with that. I can quickly actually show you. If you are setting something that has pivot point at the wrong place, and you have set the pivot point like here, you can actually check that it's aligned correctly by clicking from here, perspective, and you want to check, want to go to the side view. So like, okay, that's front view. Actually, we have, let's check front. Okay, now we are at here. Now you can see this cylinder and its pivot point. It's basically on the middle, but if it's not, you can adjust this how you want. So you can actually click it and you can move it like this, and you can check the pivot point. Now it's not aligned. You can move it to wherever you want. So, okay. And let's actually change back to the perspective, and let's continue. So, actually I want to change this camera speed a little bit low, to a little bit slower speed. So let's change this machine upper cylinder location. And these values should be y minus 14.7 and z should be minus 131. And actually I have to check one thing. 132. Okay, now let's set the cylinder upper cylinder. Okay, and as you can see, it's aligned perfectly. Okay, that's good. Let's compile and save. Now actually I have to check if I have, oh, we need those. Yeah, let's click the default scene root and let's add a rotating movement. And yep, the first one, let's call it rotating movement underscore lower. Okay, and we don't have to touch these values right now. We can actually set the rotation rate to 0. So 0, 0, 0. So it's static basically. Now let's duplicate this. Call it rotating movement upper, like that. As you can see, we cannot move these under another component. So we have to do it another way. I will show you. Let's compile and save. Now what we want to do, we actually want to go to the event graph and we can start writing the code. So first thing we want to do, let's delete both of this from here. Let's only leave the event begin play. And here, what we want to do now is we want to get the rotating movement upper. We want to set updated component. So now we can set it to specific component. Okay, because I don't know why we can do it here. I don't know why my Unreal is lagging this much. Actually, pretty weird. Yeah, we cannot set it from there for some reason. I hope that will be fixed one day because it will make everything so much easier. Now, new updated component. We want to select the upper pivot. Put it there. Here, actually, I have to check something because this is lagging so much. Okay, I think I got it working a little bit better. Okay, now we want to copy this set updated component node here, and we want to do the same thing for the lower one. So rotating movement lower, let's get it to here, connect it to target, and also lower pivot. We want to connect it to the new updated component. So now, and I can actually show you guys if we want to set rotation rate like this, and let's connect it to here. I'm just showing you guys that now we can spin those things without spinning this whole machine. So actually I will check. So it's rotating on the x-axis because yeah, I can actually show you one more thing. So if we just set this, we skip all these. So let's cut this link and connect this straight to there. like that. You don't have to do this. I'm just gonna show you guys. We set this rotation rate X to like 1000. Okay. Now, if we go to the game, we move the machine there. Let's actually rotate it 90 degrees to here, something like that. So now, if we go to the game, you can see the machine is rotating, and it's not. What is happening? Why is this lagging so much? But yeah, it's not supposed to work like that. Yeah. So this is annoying. Okay. So that's why we have to do these things. We have to set those rotating movements to work with specific components. So if we do it like this now, I'll show you. See? These are actually why the other one is okay. You can do it like so. Actually, we want to. You don't have to do this either. I'm just gonna show you. See, they are working and spinning. And if you see that they are like wiggling around a little bit, then you need to adjust the pivot point a little bit. I have some little something happening here, but not that much, so I actually don't care. So, and now we can delete these from here. We don't need those. We only need to set these on the begin play. Let's compile and save all. So the next thing what we want to do, we want to get the, let's leave some space here. Let's move like a lot lower because we want to add some functions here. So let's go to here and let's get the on interact, and actually it got it there, so let's move it to here. Okay, so now what we want to do here with this, we want to actually get the type, and we want to switch on interaction selection. This, and we want to open it, and first we want to get from the by, and we want to set the can interact to false from the by, like this. Then we want to set the type, and we want to set it to empty, like that. And after that, what we want to do, we want to get player character, and we want to cast to bb first person character, like this. And now we want to promote this to a variable. It can be as bb first person character. Let's move it to here to the up. Okay. And after that, now what we want to do, we want to actually get from here. We want to get weapon slots. Also, let's get the weapon slot. Get weapon slot in use, like this. So this is the index of the that what we want to get from this array. So let's get from here and connect it like that. Now I want to split the struct bin, and we want to promote this weapon index to a variable. Actually, no. Let's delete the variable. Let's get the weapon index from here and set it from the weapon index, like that. Okay, let's compile and save all just to be sure. And yeah, now what we want to do. Actually, I forgot one thing. Let's go back to the viewport. Okay, let's click the machine base. We want to actually add here one skeletal mesh. So let's click this and add a skeletal mesh. And let's call this weapon. Okay, and we can actually set here some assets so we can see how it fits. So let's select, for example, AR4, SKAR4. Okay, let's move it up and to here, and let's rotate it 90 degrees. So let's set this rotation X to 90, and these values I want to set this to 80, and this to 100. So now you can see it's here on the right position, and you don't want to actually move it like this. You want to set it this X value to the middle, so 0, because we will use the same code that we used on the wall biting and on the mystery box. So we are going to calculate this length and adjust its location according to that. So it's there now. Now we actually want to scroll down to the where we can see here rendering visible. We want to change this to false. We don't want to see it now. Okay, let's compile and save. And now what we want to do next, we want to go to the event graph, and after all this that we have done here, we want to get the weapon, and we want to set visibility, and we want to set the new visibility to true. Well, and save. And now what we want to do, we want to create a new function, and we want to call this function set weapon let's call it starting location, like that. And what we want to do here, we want to actually first get the weapon index, and we want to string, and now we want to get data table row here from the bottom. Let's connect it to here, and now let's connect this to here. Actually, let's move. Oh, sorry. Let's move this to here and this to here, like that. Let's select the weapon data table. Weapon data table, like that. And now we want to get the weapon, and we want to set skeletal mesh asset, like that, on the row found. Let's connect, split this row out row and get this out row weapon mesh to here. Now let's compile and save once again, and actually let's save all because we have one thing that didn't save. Now we have all saved. Now after that, what we want to do, we want to get the weapon once again, and we want to get distance between two sockets. And socket, the first socket name should be 1, and 2, socket B name is 2, like that. And RTS world, RTS world. Now we want to divide this by 2. Oh, not 20, 2. And let's align all them. Now we want to decrease from it, so minus. And now what we want to do we want to get from the, actually let's move this here. Let's get from the weapon. We want to get socket location. And here the socket location should be called 1. And we want to get a distance, the vector from here to the, let's get from the weapon and get world location. So we're here measuring the location between the pivot point and socket 1. Okay, and now here we are dividing the full length of the weapon. We are calculating the full length of the weapon and dividing it by 2, so we get the half length. Now we're checking how much we need to move it. Okay, after that, I'm going to promote this to a variable and get from here. Let's call this variable weapon location. Let's compile and save. And yeah, now the next thing, we want to get the weapon once again, and we want to set relative location from here. Now we want to set the relative location. We want to actually get move this weapon to here, and we want to get from here relative location. Let's split it. Let's split this. Let's connect the Y and X. And from the to the X, what we want to do is we want to get the weapon location. There, and actually let's make this look a little bit better. So something like this. Okay, that should be okay. Let's compile and save. Now let's go to the event graph, and we want to call this function after we set it visible, or maybe before, but it actually doesn't matter. It's all like fire so quickly that it doesn't matter. So set weapon starting location. This. Compile and save. And now we can actually try this. So let's set the weapon index to some, like maybe 2. Compile and save. And let's go and see what happens when we try to interact with this. Okay. And nothing happened. Why is that? I think I forgot. Yeah, no, what? Oh, now I know. Let's go to the interact type. No, it's actually working correctly. So what is happening here? I am actually not sure. We're getting all these things. Weapon index is 2. We're getting it from weapon data table. We are checking all these things from here. We are setting that. Let's actually add here a print string. Just to see if it fires. And it does not. For some reason. I cannot use it or do it. Oh, now I know. We want to change this can interact default value to true, because of course we cannot interact otherwise. Now it works. Okay, so now it will set the weapon wherever we want it to set. And why did it set it to pistol? Pistol index is 1. If I don't know, let's try some 5. Oh, I'm stupid. Why I'm setting this? Because it's getting the weapon that I'm using. Okay. So if I get like this weapon from the wall, and now I go here. Now you can see it does it like that. Okay, it's working. Now let's continue with the code. So let's delete this print string, and let's set the other things. So we actually want to create a new custom event here under the begin play. So to here, let's create a custom event. Actually leave some space here. Let's check that these are aligned. They are pretty nicely. Now we want to call this change spin speed. Okay, let's add a input. Let's call it new spin. New spin speed. Let's change the type to float, like this. And now let's promote this to a variable, new spin speed. Okay. And also, we want to get the rotating movement. For example, the upper. It actually doesn't matter. Let's get the upper one. As actually, we want to get the upper one. Yeah, get the upper one. Now we want to get rotation rate. Okay. I want to split it, and we want to promote this x to a variable. And let's call this variable alt spin speed. And actually, I will fix this because I like to add these underscores here. Okay. And yeah, now what we want to do, we want to create a timeline. Add timeline and play from the start. So control pressed, and we can move this. Let's call this let's call this change speed TL. Okay, let's open it. Let's change the time to 1 second. Let's add a flow track. Let's add a key to the 0 and 0. Let's add another key to 1 and 1. And let's make this right click this keyframe and make it auto. So like that. Compile and save. Now we can close this, go back to the graph. Now we can have to go to here. And code is the next. We want to get the rotating movement upper. And we want to set rotation rate. Let's connect it from the update. And now from here we want to lerp. And we want to lerp. Actually, let's connect this new track to the alpha. And actually, sorry, we want to delete this. We want to split this first. We want to get from the X. We want to lerp a float, not a rotator. Okay, so let's get the new track to the alpha. And to the A, we want to get the old spin speed. Like this. And to the B, we want to get the new spin speed. Now let's add a reroute to here. Move this to here. Now we want to do the same thing. Want to go. Let's actually first get the rotating movement lower, and we want to set rotation rate like this. We want to also split this. And now what we want to do? We want to get from here. Actually, no. We don't want to get from there. Sorry, I did this incorrectly. Let's delete this. Let's connect this alpha to the new track. Let's move this, for example, to here. We want to get this return value and multiply it by -1 and connect it to the X. Okay, and let's align this. So now I think this is actually done. So let's compile and save. So yeah. So the next thing, what we want to do, we want to go to here on the event on interact, and we want to call that change speed like this. Okay. And we want to change this value. Let's make it like 1000 first. You can adjust it how you want, but yeah. Let's see. Compile and let's go and see how it looks. Okay. Now if we interact with this, you can see they both start to spin, and the bottom one is spinning this like clockwise, and this is like the other way around. You know. Okay. Now the next thing, what we want to do here is we want to create another custom event. Let's move this event on interact a little bit lower, like this. Let's create another custom event here. So custom event. Let's call this custom event weapon movement. Okay. Let's add a input. Let's call it in. And let's make it type boolean. Let's add a branch. Connect the condition. Now we want to create a timeline. And we want to connect the true to the play from start and false to the reverse from end. Okay. Yeah, let's call this weapon movement TL. Like that. Now we want to open this. And we want to add two. Actually, let's change the length to 1.5 first. And let's add a flow track. And the first flow track, we want to add a key to the 0, 0, 0. Like that. And another key, value should be 1 and time should be 0.5. Like that. And let's add some auto to here so it's smooth. So it should look like this. Let's actually add one to here to the end. So value 1 and time 1.5. So it's like that. Okay, let's compile and save. Now let's add another flow track. This flow track should have a little bit different look to it. So let's add a key. The first key is 0 and 0. And the next one is time 0.5 and value. Oh, sorry. Time 0.5 and value 0. And the last one is value 1 and time 1.5. Now let's add some auto how do you say, interpolation, like that. Okay, let's save and close this. Let's go back to the graph. Now we want to add these things here. So let's get the weapon first, and we want to set relative rotation first from the update. Okay. And we want to split this, and we want to get from the Y, and we want to lerp. Okay, let's connect the alpha to the new track 0. Okay, the A should be 0 and B should be 90. The next one, we want to copy this weapon, or get the other weapon reference. Then we want to get first the get relative location, and we want to split it, and then we want to also set relative location to here, like that. Let's add a reroute to here. Now let's split this and connect X and Z to here, and from the Y we want to lerp. And these values are A is 80 and B is 0. Now let's get from the new track 1, let's add a reroute to here, and like that. Let's move this custom event a little bit more down, because we have to add something to up here. And also let's move this a little bit more down. Also like that. Now here, after on the finished, what we want to do, we want to get from the direction, we want to switch on E timeline direction. Okay, and here on the forward, we want to first add a delay. This is the delay how long the weapon is inside. So let's make it like 3 seconds. You can make it however you want. Then we want to call the change spin speed function. And we want to change this new spin speed. First one is 1000. Let's make this minus 500 or minus 1000. You can see and test however you feel the best. After this, let's add another delay, like 1 second, for example. Okay. And then we want to call this function that we are doing right now. So weapon movement, and we want to make it the in false, like that. Now from the backwards, we want to call a few more things. First, we want to change spin speed, and we want to change it to 0. After that, we want to set the type to interact. After that, we want to set the can interact to true. And actually, let's make these align a little bit better. So let's can interact true. After that, yeah, we actually don't need to do anything right now. Anything else, I mean. Okay. I actually want to move this like this, okay? Let's compile and save. Now, if we go to the game and we test. I'm stupid. I forgot to call the functions. So, we go to here on interact. So here on the bottom. Okay. After this change spin speed, we want to call the weapon movement, and we want to check the in and make it true. Now it should work. Let's actually save all. So now Okay, that was not supposed to happen. So what did I do incorrectly? So let's check the weapon. Rotation X is 90. Okay, now I know. Let's go back to the weapon. Event graph. And here on the weapon movement TL, we want to actually make this set relative rotation set to 90. Compile and save. Now if we try again, you can see what it does. If you turn like that, go inside, it will do like that, and it will come back. Okay, the animation is basically done. So yeah, I think that was all for this video. On the next one, we will add the custom camo, I don't know how to pronounce it. You know, the decal to it, and also the functionality, so it will actually have different like stats. But yeah, that was all for this video. If you like what you saw, please click the like button and subscribe for more. And yeah, hope you have a great day and see you in the next one. Bye.